Hello, welcome to John's Author Diary for the weekend in January the 20th, 2019. This week's been a bit of a mixed bag. My son was off school on Wednesday with a bit of a bad stomach, so that has thrown my schedule a bit. So I was hoping to have the second draft of The Lovers written by now. I should have that finished by Monday. As well as that, I've also been working on turning my Wasteland series to past tense, so I'm about 70% of the way through Wizard of the Wasteland now. I think this will take me several months, and I need to think about exactly what it is I'm going to do once the books are updated. My thoughts are to do a complete relaunch and try to reach a new audience, but based on the current rate of how that's going, I'm not sure whether that'll be until next year. I went over the edits for the Hierophant this week, so that is now formatted and ready to go, so that'll come out on Thursday the 24th. Next week I'm going to carry on writing The Lovers. I'm going to get it sent off, hopefully, to a couple of my alpha readers, and then I'm going to start working on the next book, which is called The Chariot, and sales for the box set of the first 5 books are starting to drip in now. It's not setting the world on fire or anything like that, but it's nice to have these different ways for readers to come in. Now, what I've done this week, which is something I'm going to try as an experiment for a year, is I've set up a Patreon page. Now, what I'm going to do with this is post my short stories. So for the first couple of months, I think I'm going to post a short story every week. Some of those will be available to the public. So you'll be able to go to patreon.com/JohnCronshawAuthor and read some of the stories. I'll also be putting this author diary there a day early. So if you want to hear this on a Saturday, then that's the place to do it. So I'll be posting weekly with the stories just to get the ball rolling. And then I think I can sustain it over a long period of time by posting a short story every 10 days. And what I'll do is I'll give people access to all those stories for $1 a month. Now, we'll do higher tiers. So there's a $3 a month tier, which gives readers access to all my books before they come out. And what I'll do is I will put a book funnel link on the Patreon site. And what this means is you'll be able to click on, download it and read it on any device that you want. So this is great for people who don't use Amazon, because all my books at the moment are exclusive to Amazon. So if you use iTunes or Kobo or something like that, you'll be able to get these books a week early and not be forced to read them on a Kindle. So it'd be cool if you're listening to this, if you'd like to look at the Patreon page. It's patreon.com/JohnCronshawAuthor. If you've got any feedback or any suggestions for things I could offer as incentives, I think this will be a really good way for me to get stories out there and to have an incentive to do that. So please do check that out. I've been reading a book this week, non-fiction one, called The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. Now, this is a memoir of sorts. It's about the Soviet gulags, about how utterly terrible communism was in Russia. And now I've read quite a bit of dystopian fiction over the years, and I don't think anything has come close to being as disturbing or as heart-wrenching as what I've been reading in this. Now, I'm only on the first volume, I'm about halfway through, and I wish it was fiction, because it's absolutely vile what happened. I've mentioned this before about books that it's necessary to read, it's important to read, and I think this is one of those books, and just highlights the dangers of collectivism when taken to its extreme. The style of it is just so raw as well. The writing's savage, it's angry, there's a sense of absolute outrage running through it. But what makes it so powerful is that Solzhenitsyn all the way through is reflecting on himself. He's responsible as much as everyone else. And so it's a hard read, but I think it's a necessary one. It made me think of when I was at university. I did a master's degree and a PhD in the history of art. And the department that I was in was very much engaged with cultural studies, they called it. There was a lot of promotion of Marxist ideas. And for a while, I think I was convinced by these arguments. This wasn't on the reading list. Knowing about this side of things, knowing about Maoist China and the cultural purges, the excesses of collectivism in the 20th century, this should be essential reading. We know a lot about the Nazis, we know about the Holocaust. I think it's our duty to learn more and know more and be aware of this stuff and know that political excess of any stripe leads to terrible things happening. So I did have a question this week. It was from Debbie. And Debbie asked whether I'm going to be writing Wasteland Book 4. I think I've had this question a few times, but yes, I am. It's taken a while, but I will get there. So remember, if you've got a question, please do ask me. It's john@johncronshaw.com. That's JONCRONSHAW. And please do check out and support my Patreon. It's patreon.com/JohnCronshawAuthor. And so until next time, cheerio.